When the body meets the body, coming through the nose. Or should a body kiss a body, need a body cry? Every lassie has her laddie, nay, they say have I. Yet all the boys, they smile at me, a-coming through the rye, a-coming through the rye, a-coming through a new body formulation of myself that intends to teach a dramatic demonstration of the possibility of the reoccurrence of my body, because I'm coming through the ideas of sacrifice. May I join you for a moment? I was passing by. May I join you? Here. I was passing by with Mr. Clare, and we were talking, remember, honey, about the prospect of the possibility of sharing better reflection of light in regard to the idea of a manifestation of a healing process that converts the agency of what I think I am in this body form. First of all, as you come into this period, we completed a cycle of the idea in the reappearance of Jesus, in the manifestation of resurrection, that it actually has occurred, and we have successfully demonstrated that conversion within our own mind. This little sequel that's going to go on here, and it doesn't last that long. It's about 58 minutes. It's going to be an idea of an increase in frequency of what we term, look with me, your capacity at that moment to reassemble me in visionary ideas about what I am in this correspondence. You came to me from out of nowhere. So many of the titles that you're beginning to give yourself in regard to what you think we are the enjoyment of my certainty, represented, of course, by the resurrection of my Savior, Jesus Christ, are sure indications of an increase in frequency of converting agencies of light that are allowing you within the illusionary possibility of being a body formulation. Are you setting up the camera? Are you going to take some pictures of that? Here, thank you. Here's what we'll do. I'll set up a momentary frequency of increasing ideas about what your body form is. Now, that will allow you within the idea of repetition of light ideas about yourself to demonstrate a self-realization of what the body is not. Because obviously, the body is not this. The body that I have used, here I am now, is what they call the teacher, the master teacher of the conversion of my body association in recognition of a healing process of my body that has activated cellular regeneration of my body in that possibility. Could that possibly be true? Could it be true? One, now I'm looking at the isolation of you in the fabric of dim light reflections that aren't allowing you to see up into the universe better, better, better. Look what's happening. We're converting physically in regeneration of the light factor of our mind, a new way to look at ourselves. There's a mechanism of device in what we call the miracle of the conversion of light formulation in the little hovel of darkness in which you find yourself, with 15,000 billion stars out there and energy a quadrillion times greater than this, that just for a moment you've been getting a dimness of a reflection of what yourself and what you think you are in the formulation. You listening with me? Whatever ideas you had about yourself in a momentary reflection, let's use our TLR. Let's use a idea of the regeneration through an evolutionary process of the reappearance of my body form. We'll use a 40,000 year cycle. 40,000 year cycle. There's another one. There's another one. There's a sequence of time in the collapse of time that are always indication of the instant of conversion that occurred at the time of the possibility that the crucifixion could have demonstrated the idea that you're separate from God and that that possibly could be true. And I'm teaching a miracle, an instant of light that converts the idea of that formulation. You listen with me? I'm going to read just a little bit about miracles, and then I'm going to teach all about the idea of the bright reappearance of that body there, of that body there. Listen with me, listen to this. The miracle, remember, minimizes the need for time. In the longitudinal or horizontal plane, the recognition of the equality of the members of the sonship appears to involve almost endless time, doesn't it? However, in the miracle, there's a sudden shift from horizontal to vertical perception. This introduces an interval from which the giver and the receiver both emerge further along in time than they would otherwise have been. The miracle, conversion of light, thus has the unique property of abolishing time to the extent that it renders the interval of time it spans unnecessary. Here we go. There is no relationship between the time a miracle takes and the amount in which it can occur in order to be a longevity of time. It substitutes for learning that might have taken thousands of years, and it does so by the underlying recognition of perfect equality of you and I in our exchange. So the miracle shortens time by collapsing it, thus eliminating certain intervals of time within it, and it does it in a larger temporal sequence of what I intend to be. And it does so in larger temporal sequence of what I am recognizing in that moment with you when we came in together singing one of my favorite Scottish songs, that you and I can appear within a sequence of bright reformulation with the admission that I'm a body, but with the self-same realization that I can increase frequencies of longevity of time within the formulation of me, because the determination of who I am is not being set by a reflection of the body form. Very simply because a reflection of light of a body form is a direction I have given the limitation that I impose on myself in the simple idea that I am a body. Okay? You know perfectly well you're not a body. Should I try it again? We were sharing this one as we walked in here together. There isn't anyone here who comes into this proceeding of the idea of the resurrection of my Savior Jesus Christ. Now, in his continuing reappearance of the substance of what he is, who does not know he's not a body. How did he begin the practice? He began to notice that his body was changing all the time. And while he may have appeared at this moment, now you're using me, to have been a factor in my mind in setting an example of this 40,000 years compared to the 14,000 millions of the universe, the fact of the matter is that I am not within my own mind a body, and I know it.